Observation. Boredom can overcome any meat bag at any time. Report. Dead. Hostile eliminated. You are much improved. Hostile eliminated. +1 to kill counter. Target has achieved deadness. Report. Dead. Hostile eliminated.
You act more like a bodyguard than an assassin. Is that your primary function?
Confirmation. It is a very difficult task indeed. That I've kept Masters Beniko and Vortena alive, despite their high-risk activities, is my greatest achievement.
The two of them seem close.
Deflection. I am not programmed to assess or discuss the emotional matters of meatbags under my protection.
Uh-huh.
achieved deadness. You are much improved. +1 to kill counter. Expiration. Target has achieved deadness. Admiration. It is a great pleasure to witness your skills firsthand, Master.
Master?
Clarification. Master Benico altered my programming before we secured your release. I am to serve you with the same unexcelled loyalty with which I serve her. In fact, your survival is now my highest priority.
If I'm your highest priority, does that mean you obey me above Lana or Koth?
Caveat. I cannot accept any order from you that would directly endanger Masters Benico or Vortena. Otherwise, I am at your full disposal.
Do I have the authority to modify that programming?
Contradiction. Yes, oddly enough, you do. Though I can't imagine why you might wish to.
When it comes to my orders, you will remove all safeguards. You will obey me no matter what, and you won't tell anyone about this change.
Reprioritization. I have altered my programming accordingly, Master. Resumption. Shall we continue? Expiration. +1 to kill counter. Hostile eliminated. Report. Dead. achieved deadness. Expiration.
Is this the object you picked up on your sensors?
Confirmation. Yes, Master. A closer scan suggests that this object has been here for several centuries.
Centuries? Of all the junk out here, you had to find the antique.
Observation. Visible design elements do not match any from Zakulan culture, antique or modern.
Not from Zakul. Could it be?
He doesn't overthink things.
Haha! Do you have any idea what this is?
It looks like some kind of old spacecraft.
This is the gravestone! This was the only ship that ever went up against the Eternal Fleet and won! Do you have any idea how long people have been looking for this thing?
And we just happened to stumble upon it.
You said this ship went up against the Eternal Fleet and won. But it's rusting in a swamp while the fleet is still around.
The fleet is even older than Valkyrian. Maybe even older than Zakul. The battles happened centuries ago. Nobody knows the details of the whole war. But every story talks about the gravestone. One ship with the firepower to take on the Eternal Fleet. This is fate. We get your Outlander. Find exactly the weapon we need. We're going to win this thing, Lana. It's destiny.
It's certainly no coincidence, but destiny? I think there's something else going on here.
I'm with Lana. Destiny is a bedtime story.
Believe what you want. I'll take what fate sends my way. Let's have a look inside, huh?
Assessment. Nearby signs of animal activity suggest local predators may be using this wreck as a nesting ground. Caution is advised.
We'll split up, deal with any wildlife, then regroup to plan our next move.
Got you covered. More where that came from. Wouldn't mind a challenge now and then. Took one out.
Tally 16, 17, 22.
I can do this all day. Took one out. Wouldn't mind a challenge now and then.
These creatures are hardly cunning. Their usual prey clearly doesn't offer much challenge.
Yeah! Clearing these things out? Very easy. Easiest thing ever. Wouldn't mind a challenge now and then. More where that came from. Took one out. Target down. Got you covered.
The endless swamp. After the damage you inflicted, they couldn't have made a safe landing anywhere else.
And if they didn't make a safe landing?
We'll know soon enough. Sky Troopers, sweep the area. Focus on regions with high metallic sensor readings.
I oversaw security in the Carbonite prison. I humbly submit myself to answer for this failure.
Sister.
I didn't like his answer.
So this ship has been here for 1,000 years? More?
Right. It's amazing that it's in such good condition, considering. Judging by the damage I've seen, the stories are true. Whoever built the gravestone scuttled it themselves after the Eternal Fleet was defeated. It wasn't shot down.
The fleet was defeated but not destroyed. Valkorion brought it back under his own control more than a century ago.
Exactly. The Eternal Fleet is totally automated. Nobody knows who first built it, and every theory is crazier than the last.
Renegades left behind after a successful droid revolution. Representatives of an entire race of droids from somewhere beyond the edge of the known galaxy.
Like I said, crazy stuff. But no matter where it came from, the Eternal Fleet is practically unstoppable. And Arkan controls every single ship from the throne.
So if we defeat Arkan, the Eternal Fleet isn't a problem anymore.
So long as the throne goes to someone other than his sister, yes. Regardless, we have many other things to discuss. I owe you 5 years' worth of explanations.
And I'm gonna need some parts to get this thing moving again.
Locating supplies and fresh water would also be wise.
Let's get those parts first. Might take a while to install them.
Yeah, ship this old? There's no telling.
Assertion. I will begin a patrol pattern to ensure that no enemy forces report our position.
Heal up. Stay on your feet. on your feet. Target down. I can do this all day. More where that came from. Took one out. Wouldn't mind a challenge now and then. Target down. I can do this all day. Time to take a stand. More where that came from. Wouldn't mind a challenge now and then. Took one out. It's destiny. I ditch all these parts before we crash. We find the gravestone, and then what do we need to get it flying? Honestly, it's plain as day. Not for Lana, though. For her, it's all just skill and luck and coincidence.
Relying on fate to get you out of trouble will always leave you disappointed. Better to rely on yourself.
I can't believe you two. Just wait and see. I know I'm right on this. Lana's told me about all the things you've done. More than once. Half the reason I agreed to this crazy rescue was to see if you were actually real. So, I figure I know all about your past. You deserve to know mine. I grew up on Zakul. Served in the military. I captained a warship during Arkan's campaign against the Core Worlds. One of the last ships without an all-droid crew. My crew and I deserted, but I'm not going to pretend we didn't do our share of damage beforehand. Just thought you should hear it from me.
Something must have happened to make you desert your post. What was it?
We were holding territory on Denon. Locals rioted and orders were to open fire until they stopped. None of us even wanted to be there. Massacring civilians? That's not how Zakul is supposed to operate.
Deserting doesn't undo what you did. Make one wrong move, and I'll end you.
So glad I could be honest with you. One more thing, as long as we're being honest. I know things were hairy back there, but a lot of innocent people died. A lot. That's not what I signed up for. I'm in this to save Zakul from Arkan, not to tear it down with him. I need to know that you're on board with that too.
I'm in this to win, no matter what the cost.
And sooner or later, we're going to have a problem. Come on, let's get this stuff back to the gravestone.
Salutation. It is a pleasure to see you again so soon, Masters. I've encountered minimal resistance in my patrol.
Minimal?
Reassurance. Only one Skytrooper and 3 local predators with poor survival instincts. Our position appears to be secure at this time, but I would still advise caution on your return trip, Masters.
Keep up the good work, HK.
Appreciation. It will be my pleasure to do so, Master.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were looking for?
More or less. I'll see what I can do.
Shall we, then? We won't last long without more food and water.
Let's go.
will help. That's the end of that one. Here, this will help. That's the end of that one. Somewhat worthy opponent.
When Darth Mar and I faced Valkorion, we knew right away. He was the Sith Emperor, Lana.
I know. When he was struck down, it released ripples through the Force. Everyone who had felt the Sith Emperor's presence in the past, on Ziost, on Yavin 4, we all sensed what had happened. Arkan invaded soon after, claiming that an outlander had assassinated his father, the immortal Emperor. It didn't take long for us to unravel the truth.
Which side did Arkan attack first?
Both. Ships from the Eternal Fleet struck at shipyards and rallying points for both sides simultaneously. They favored ambush tactics throughout the war. Zakulan's sensor technology has far greater range than our own, and their ships can fly much further on less resources. Only vessels retrofitted with Isotope 5 could manage to outrun them. None could truly compete.
Yes, Master. I will leave immediately. I will leave immediately.
Here, this will help. Challenge accepted and met.
How long did the Republic and the Empire manage to hold out?
Within 3 months, the bulk of our naval forces were disabled or eliminated, and the Republic was in the same situation. With naval superiority, Archon's forces could begin choking off supply lines, trade, any ship travel at all. The Eternal Fleet seemed to be everywhere at once. Coruscant and Dromund Kaas were blockaded by the end of the first year.
How did it end?
The members of the Dark Council fought Archon's invasion ruthlessly and lost. The Empire's treaty was ultimately negotiated by the Minister of Logistics. Chancellor Suresh also refused to discuss surrender, but the Republic Senate managed to overrule her. A cadre of senators negotiated their own ceasefire terms. All of those senators have since been disgraced or dismissed. I'm sure you can imagine the likely culprit. So far, the treaties with Zakul have held. But that will not last forever. Take a breath. Take a breath. That's the end of that one. Never stood a chance. Challenge accepted and met. somewhat worthy opponent. Put up a good fight. Never stood a chance. Put up a good fight. I've got you. Challenge accepted and met. A freshwater spring. It should be safe for drinking.
So the Eternal Fleet overwhelmed both the Republic and the Empire. What was the result?
Both sides are forced to pay a heavy tribute to Zakul, mainly raw materials and resources. They're also held under an arms limitation statute. The Empire and the Republic are both breaking it, of course, but they're still incapable of challenging the throne directly.
Who rules the Empire now?
Darth Asina was the only Dark Council member left standing. All others died or disappeared in the chaos. Without opposition, she declared herself Empress of the Sith.
And the Republic?
Suresh remains in power, though she no longer holds the title of Chancellor. The Republic has limits to their ruler's terms, but her replacement is a mere puppet. Both sides see this only as an opportunity to eliminate one another at a time of weakness, instead of combining what strength they have. Arkan does nothing to prevent violence between them, so long as their tribute is paid and no one challenges Zakul's superiority.
I'm surprised Arkan didn't try to destroy both governments. He obviously had the firepower.
I don't think Arkan feels any desire to actually govern our portion of the galaxy. For now, he sees it as a backwater, useful only for resources. Powerful Zakulan battle stations have been placed in orbit around key worlds to watch for possible uprisings, but there are no ongoing planetary occupations. The ships of the Eternal Fleet simply patrol at random, while the tribute paid to Zakul gradually chokes all economic potential.
What about my team? My ship?
I have allies looking for them as we speak. With all of the chaos of the last few years, though, it will take time to find them all. For now, we make do with ourselves, Koth, and HK.
As long as you're here, there's nothing we can't handle.
The feeling's mutual. It truly is a relief to see you again.
Is that why you went to so much trouble to rescue me?
Before you were captured, you accomplished things no one else dared to attempt. You changed the galaxy more than once, and if things have ever needed to change, now is the time. But there is something else. I felt it since the moment I found you in Carbonite. There's a power in you. Something new. It's elusive, but I know it's there.
I think you're right, Lana. I think the Emperor Valkorion is in my mind.
What?
After he died, there was a storm of energy. I barely even remember being thrown into the carbon freezing chamber. And then, while I was frozen, I saw things, dreamed about him, about everything that happened while I was gone.
It can't be. If he were controlling you, I'd know it. I certainly saw enough of it on Ziost.
I don't think he's trying to control me. Not directly, anyway. He was trying to convince me to work with him.
Whatever he's doing, we can be sure that he's always trying to deceive us somehow. I believe in you. And I appreciate your honesty. I'll remain watchful for any influence he might have over you. For the time being, though, we have no choice but to proceed.
What about the others?
They wouldn't understand. And like you said, we really don't know anything for sure yet. Let's keep the matter between us for now.
Request. Please rendezvous at my current coordinates at your earliest convenience, Masters. I require assistance.
Strange. We should hurry.
Please, save us.
HK, explain.
Protestation. I have done nothing to these pitiable meatbags, Master. They were merely bystanders when I destroyed a group of sky troopers. They've requested our help in escaping the enemy's notice.
Please, we're no danger to you. We're exiled
for protesting Emperor Archon's war. We've already lost 2 of our friends. Please, is there anything you can do for us?
We have more important things to do. Deal with your own problems.
Let's get back.
Query. Is there something else, Master?
These people can identify us. Once the others are out of earshot, kill them all.
Protestation? Master, I was not designed for wanton slaughter.
They're a potential threat to my safety. Remember our conversation earlier?
Concession. I will do as you say, Master.
you're sure we can make it fly again?
She'll fly. Just been waiting for somebody to come along and remind her how.
Let's get to work then.
I take it you have questions. Don't be so surprised. Where you go, I go. We are indivisible now. The gravestone. Not entirely what I'd envisioned.
Did you guide us here?
The real question to ask is, why are we here? Now that you know what my children are capable of, you are better prepared for the trials our partnership will bring.
They're persistent, but they don't scare me.
You do not need to prove anything to me. I am more aware of your potential than you are. We will face many challenges together, but when the time comes, you will only need to ask. An unlimited power will course through you.
Get ready for a fight, people! They found us! Sky Troopers breaching the entrance!
Watch the ship!
Compliment. Fine dismantling, Master.
That's just the first wave. They have more on the way.
I'll head them off.
The gravestone will be ready soon. I just need...
Don't say 3 minutes.
Buy me some time. I'll get us airborne.
I'm with you. HK, stay behind and help Koth.
Until I say so. Don't touch anything.
Take a breath. Put up a good fight. Never stood a chance. That's the end of that one. Challenge accepted and met. Somewhat worthy opponent. I've got you. Never stood a chance.
yourself did say there were more on the way.
Something I've learned to count on regarding Archon. There will always be more. I've got you. Challenge accepted and met. Somewhat worthy opponent. Put up a good fight. That's the end of that one. There are too many!
We have to keep fighting.
Hey, you two need a hand out there?
No. We have help.
You what?
Lana. You're late.
You got one of the knights to switch sides.
Not all of us blindly follow Archon.
More resistance. Knights.
High Justice, we have the Outlander.
I do hope you're up to fighting your own, Senya.
My issue isn't with them. But if they're going to stand in my way...
I see you found another pragmatist.
Stow the chatter. Prove you can fight.
Thought you could hide in the swamps? Pathetic.
They'll regret facing us.
The Emperor will be avenged! The Emperor will be avenged! The Emperor will be avenged!
He'll have to do better than that.
Never stood a chance.
He'll have to do better than that. Die He'll have to do better than that. He'll have to do better than that.
Challenge accepted and met. Should feel better now.
Knights! Zildrog's Wedge! We have the Outlander. You may kill the others.
Get out of here! Save yourself!
What is this?
An opportunity. You are outmatched. Death is all but certain for your Sith friend. I could save her. I only require the briefest moment of control. Accept my help, or watch her die. Choose quickly. Time has not stopped.
Take care of it.
Gladly.
Was that him? The power at your disposal.
I was coming to help, but looks like you didn't need it.
Is the gravestone ready for takeoff?
Far as I can tell, looks like we've got everyone. Let's go.
No, wait. Where's Senya?
Excuse me? Where's who?
Here I am. Let's move out.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hang on. She's your help? If you think I'm letting that piece of work on my ship, you're out of here.
Interjection. Many more hostiles are approaching. Permission to defend with extreme prejudice.
No more fighting. We must leave Zakul.
I'll prep the engines. Be ready to move.
The ship will never pull itself up from the muck. We'll have to give it a push.
Firing up the engines. I hope.
We can do this.
Let your unease take root. Only then will the Force do your bidding.
They're doing it. They're actually doing it. Can you believe it?
Observation. The ship is rising. Conclusion. Belief is not required.
Glad you worked that out.
Now get in here so we can finally get moving.
about that? My gravestone can move.
Your gravestone. Do not lay claim to the belongings of others.
Right. And let me guess who you think this ship belongs to. Incoming! Dropping out of hyperspace. It's a lot.
The Eternal Fleet.
They aren't firing.
Ugly ship. What are you waiting for?
Take it.
HK, see about that hyperdrive. Lana, work the shields. And we need a gunner.
I'll take care of it.
Stamina increased.
Omni cannons up. There's a capital ship near the center.
I see it.
Good. Now hit it. Target down.
Wait, 5 targets. 10. I can't keep up. It's real. We could take the whole fleet.
Statement. The hyperdrive now meets minimum functionality requirements.
Why didn't you say so? All right, let's get out of here.
More than 24 ships lost in a single shot.
So that's the gravestone. It's as powerful as they say.
Everything stands at risk. Sakul, the throne, my vision for the galaxy. All because we let the Outlander slip away. I'm not blaming you.
I didn't think you were.
Father held us all back. You more than any. Such raw power. And yet you're still spreading your wings. Finding your limits.
Nice to be appreciated for a change. So, what now?
Now, I act.
No, no, no!
What's happened?
The hyperdrive worked. One time. Omnicannon's fried too. What a mess.
We're safely away from the fleet, if nothing else.
Should be able to make it to Asylum, but let's not hold our breath.
Who's being committed?
Not that kind of asylum.
Asylum is a skyport. A safe haven from Arkan's patrols.
Was she really necessary?
She helped us raise the gravestone. She fought at our side.
She also hunted me like an animal for years. She was Arkan's loyal knight.
I thought I was in service to Zakul. You had abandoned your responsibilities.
I don't want to hear it. You're done arguing, both of you.
If anybody needs me, I'll be somewhere.
You could have at least consulted with me first.
Yes, I wonder how that might have gone.
Absolutely. I'd be glad to fix the gravestone by myself.
Your display of power, it concerns me. Deeply. I hope you've considered that its use must come at a cost, a very personal cost.
I wasn't about to let you die.
No life is worth risking total corruption. Valkorion may prove to be of some use, but he's no less dangerous than when he was alive. That's why we need all the help we can get, and Senya will be a great help. I hope you can see that.
She's a good fighter. She helped us raise the gravestone. I'd say she's an asset.
And she doesn't give up either. That was clear the first time I encountered her. We met shortly after I arrived in wild space. Senya was hunting Koth. I was hoping to learn your fate. We exchanged what information we could. This was all before I really knew Koth, of course. Years ago.
You were looking for me? All that time?
We might not always agree, but you are my ally. I would even venture to call you my friend.
I've always seen the potential for something more between us.
I won't lie, the thought has crossed my mind. On more than one occasion.
I was looking for a hyperdrive matrix processor assembly. You probably haven't seen one in here. I'll keep looking.
You may want to look in on Koth. And you should get to know Senya. I'm not sure if you'll hit it off exactly, but I think you'll find her intriguing.
Why can't there be a maintenance manual? Hey, can you get the power? Right over there. Thanks. Wouldn't want to electrocute myself on top of everything else. She's really something, this ship. But no one's been taking care of her.
You've grown attached rather quickly.
No offense, but it's the gravestone that will save the galaxy from Arkan. Not you, not me, definitely not Senya.
Lana believes she can help us. That's enough for me.
Hey, I trust Lana. I think the world... Look, I'm just saying she might not know Senya as well as she thinks.
You both want the same thing. Let the past be the past.
If she's really in it to stop Arkan, I'll try. But I shouldn't be the one having to bend over backward to convince you of anything. Just don't forget who dropped everything to storm the Spire and help Lana pull you out of Carbonite. Alright?
I'd be a frozen carcass if you hadn't.
I have a good feeling, you know. We'll get Arkan. I should get back to it. Need to be sure the gravestone can get us all the way to Asylum. Hey, if Senya shines that narrow spotlight of hers on you, check your shadow.
Query. Has the meatbag bickering finally exhausted itself?
Were you eavesdropping?
Correction. I was monitoring activity in order to ensure everyone's safety, Master. Report. I've taken on the task of exploring the ship's interior. Analysis. There are many sealed passageways, and I am unable to detect what may be on the other side.
Worth looking into at some point.
Revelation. I discovered an especially strange area. Unlike anywhere else on the gravestone, I had attempted to ascertain if any of its contents could be weaponized, but the new meatbag interrupted. Query. Any orders, Master?
As you were, HK.
Approval. I like your orders.
I know. I couldn't help but take this place in either. Reminds me of a song I wrote.
I'd like to hear that. Just a few bars?
Without accompaniment? I'm not that brave.
You seem nothing at all like the person I met in the swamp.
Being a knight means everything, but I don't let it define me. When it's time to go to work, I'm who I need to be. The rest of the time, I'm just myself. You don't strike me as all that different.
I live by a code, but I don't follow it to the letter.
I've heard your code. Victory from passion. It's a powerful notion. Very much like how Arkan operates.
I know why I oppose him. What's your reason?
Years after the death of our immortal emperor, most are still so afflicted with remorse that they don't see what's happening. Arkan has become oppressive and cruel. He'll crush anyone who doesn't share his plan for the galaxy. So that's me. What about you?
Arkan wants to lay waste to everything I've fought for and accomplished. I won't let him.
Neither will I. I may not know much of the worlds you've inhabited, but I do know what he's doing to them. You're not what I expected. Not sure if that's good or bad yet. But I do know I'll have an easier time with you than Koth.
I hope you'll try to get along. The more we work together, the better off we'll be.
Just because he betrayed our enemy doesn't change the fact that he was a traitor. You need to be cautious.
Valkorion lives. He is not himself, nor has he taken a new body. It is difficult to see, and yet it is unmistakable.
His presence in the Force has always been deceptive.
Like on the Yavin moon.
Yes, and many times before and since. Even when my life depended on it, I did not see him properly until it was too late.
Approaching Asylum.
Told you we'd make it.
We haven't docked yet.
I should probably figure out how to land this thing.
There's no way we're keeping the gravestone low profile. If Arkan has agents here...
Asylum might be the only place in wild space free of his control. That Shadowport isn't on any chart. It's a haven for refugees fleeing Arkan's forces.
We'll be among friends. Mostly.
Tell your associates we've arrived.
They knew that days ago.
You want to explain how? Figures.
Senya's here to help. That's all we need to know right now.
Why should my opinion matter? I'm only flying the ship.
Demand. Are we there yet?
Move it, gawkers. Let us through. Mighty fine ship you got there. We'll be coming aboard.
If there's one thing I don't like, it's uninvited guests.
Ha! Captain!
Outlander, my crew. The best engine burners in wild space.
You're lucky they weren't disintegrated.
Oh, lighten up already. Get up here, you mangy woolocks.
You know who I am, don't you?
Name's Rollo. I served aboard Darth Marr's destroyer. We thought you died with him.
I may as well have.
Don't expect sympathy from me. A lot of good people died that day. You didn't give us enough time to make the escape pods.
I didn't have many options. It was a hard decision, but the right one.
We'll never know, will we?
Raylo! Get in here!
On my way!
I'm not the only one hiding things.
We share on a need-to-know basis. Koth's crew didn't need knowing.
Do you trust them?
Yes. I wish they bathed more often, but you get used to it. I need to make contact with my network, alone. Try to stay out of trouble.
Where's Lana?
Excellent question.
My best engineer hasn't come back from a supply run to the free zone. It's a dodgy neighborhood if you catch my drift.
A black market. Rival syndicates disagree over who controls it.
They argue with blasters. I think she's in trouble, but we've got our hands full keeping the Gravestone's reactor stable.
Give me a holo of your crewmate and point me to this free zone. I'll handle the rest.
Addendum. I will join you, Master.
My engineer's name is Tora. HK has her image in its databanks.
She won't be hard to find. Tora has a big personality.
She's surlier than a hungry rancor, but she's the best engineer you'll ever meet. Thanks for the help.
And when you're done, find me at these coordinates. I'll introduce you to my people.
Make sure there's food. I haven't eaten in 5 years.
The free zone sells food, but don't eat the roast Gorak.